Half first, but I feel sorry for a lot of these kids out here tonight. They're making their debuts.
Yeah.
When you make your debut as a kid, you look for one thing, that is for the seasoned pros to help you through it and set an example. And I'm sorry, up that first 45 minutes, they haven't done that once, so they need to help these young kids.
Well, 3 years ago in this round of the Medeski Stadium against Reading, Arsenal were 4-1 down at half-time in this competition. They came back to win 7 goals to 5. I doubt we'll get that. You never know. Let's rejoin Andy Hinchcliffe and Bill Leslie.
Well, the last couple of years have been underwhelming for Arsenal in this competition. Last year, they were beaten at the first hurdle at home by Southampton. The previous year, they scraped past West Bromwich Albion on penalties, then lost to Chelsea at home. It looks like, unless they can turn this one round, and they're going to have to do it with one hand tied behind their back because of the nature of the options on the bench and the fact they've only got one substitution left to them. The deck heavily stacked in Sheffield Wednesday's favour. Two delicious first half goals from the Owls gives the half-time scoreline a wonderful hue from their point of view. More of the same, the message from the Portuguese manager here at Hillsborough, Carlos Carvajal. João. Bearing down on Petr Cech. This is Mertesacker. Don't want to be towering around like that, Sam Hutchinson, on a yellow card, and well, you felt it was a fortunate yellow and that it could easily have been more.
Wednesday, certainly their senior players have to play with their heads here. Keep their composure. They were so well organised in that first half. It wasn't just the 2 goals they scored. I thought Arsenal found it very hard to get any penetration. Pretty patterns from Arsenal, but they didn't really threaten Wildsmith's goal at all.
Lee. Bannon. Holds off the challenge of Campbell. Gibbs. Couldn't take that one. Strong challenge, but a fair one by Lee, and here's Bannon.
Well, the ball breaks kindly for him. He's a long, long way out. He has a decent left foot, but there's no real options for him. So he might as well put his foot through the ball. It might just end up in the top corner, but from, what, 30 yards out, being checked from there is very, very difficult.
Glum faces down there. Both players injured. You see on your screen there inside the first 20 minutes of the match.
If you didn't see the scoreline, those 2 faces pretty much tell you exactly how it's going for Arsenal, but 2 halves of football are ever the same. Arsenal surely have to get better in this second half and create something. Next goal in the game, absolutely crucial. If Arsenal get it, it's game on.
Bannon. Udil. Strong and powerful runner, Jeremy Allan. He's manoeuvred there by Debuchy. Defending from the front, that's given Lee a platform from which to burst. Still going, long legs, stuck out by Mertesacker. Lee goes over it, referee gives a free kick.
I just wonder if Mertesacker's saying there was absolutely no contact. So go flying in to try and win the ball, but does Kieran Lee make it look like it's a foul? Is there contact here? I'm not sure that there is. This is what Kieran Lee is so good at, bursting from midfield, making things happen. I'm not sure there's contact from any Arsenal player on him.
I'm surprised to see Ross Wallace trot across and pick up the ball here.
And once again, that opportunity for Wednesday to break comes from Arsenal, trying to play in really congested central areas. That's what Wednesday want. They did it in the first half and it worked, and Arsenal need to play with much more width.
And if he does choose to take this one on, Ross Wallace is going to have to be pretty special to beat Petr Cech from there. He does have it in his locker, as they say, Ross Wallace.
Well, it's been a special night so far. If Ross Wallace pings this into the top corner, he'll be out of this world.
Wallace to tee it up. Giroud away. Wallace. Lineker up to Giroud. Leads on his way back, wins it back. Bannon couldn't dig it out to a teammate. Campbell, Iwobi. Giroud in an offside position anyway. That Sheffield Wednesday line again doing exactly what their manager would want from them.
Once again, you see how narrow Arsenal are. They've got Alex Iwobi there, who should really be playing out on this left-hand side in a wide area. He's tucking right in field. They need to stretch the game, Arsenal. They're dominating the ball. It's a big pitch here at Hillsborough. They need to use it.
Pretty agricultural by Callum Chambers as he hauled down Lucas João.
At times, this is all you need to do as a lone striker. Just get your body in front of the defender. It's a clear pull on his shirt. It's not glamorous, but Lucas João certainly doing his job.
He's a man over. No one's picked him up. He can tag it back across the face of goal. Arsenal falling apart. They're crumbling under Sheffield Wednesday pressure. Sam Hutchinson gets the final touch. And they are pinching themselves in this part of Yorkshire. Sheffield Wednesday 3, Arsenal 0.
Oh, it's a tight call in terms of offside, but Mertesacker actually looks at Tom Lees. It's as if he says, I can't be bothered getting out there, we'll just leave him. The ball's not going to end up at his feet. It does, and that could be pretty much game over. It's a brilliant cross, wonderfully controlled volley from Tom Lees, and Arsenal no chance of keeping that out. But once again, from a free kick, Arsenal don't pick up man for man, and they're 3-0 down. Unbelievable defending.
Is what you call a significant buffer. 40 minutes to play. Sheffield Wednesday 3, Arsenal 0. Mertesacker. Under 21 international. It's João. Lee with the overlapping run. Dancing away from the challengers, and they were flying in. Oh, Debuchy's helped it on its way here to Elan. João lumbering into position in the middle. Elan carving out a corner in front of the clock, which is buoyant, to say the least.
The Hillsborough faithful rising to their team. They have been absolutely sensational. Some dodgy Arsenal defending, but Wednesday, well, they're really enjoying themselves, and why not?
We're Sheffield Wednesday, we're on our way back. The cry from the near-capacity crowd here. On this evidence, it's hard to argue. Long way to go in the championship season. And the manager saying this is a wonderful bonus, this cup run. It's their bread and butter. It's not going to do them any harm a night like this, though, the way it's going so far. And it might get better!
Oh, what a cross this is, and Arsenal just aren't learning their lessons. When the ball is in wide areas, experienced defenders, you get tight with whoever you're playing up against. Lucas Shaw's already scored from the cross. How on earth is he drifting once again in between defenders? Just drops in behind Callum Chambers, far too easy. And he'll be disappointed, just the angle of the header against him.
Gibbs. Flamini. Tigerish intensity from Sheffield Wednesday. One of the many reasons that Arsenal haven't been able to get a foothold in this game at all, really, from start to finish. I don't want to overstate the early injuries, Andy. Of course they didn't help, but it would do a disservice to the way Sheffield Wednesday played to focus on them too much.
There was an experienced personnel out there for Arsenal, but they're just not doing the basics right. They're getting caught out time and time again. It's experienced players as well, not doing their jobs, but all the credit goes to Sheffield Wednesday. Tenacious in defence, closing Arsenal down, who've played into their hands in many ways, but it's about taking opportunities when they come along, when you're a championship side against a Premier League team, and Wednesday have done that.
Wallace. Picked up a customary booking, Sam Hutchinson, but he also picked up a comparatively rare goal.
Have a look at this at the far post. Glenn Lubens is marked, but Mertesacker actually looks at Tom Lees, but doesn't actually push his teammate onto Tom Lees. He's completely free. He has to be marked, because that is the one place the ball is going to come. It's brilliant from Tom Lees, very hard to discern who gets the final touch. Is it Hutchinson? Very possibly, but Mertesacker, experienced defender, has to move his teammates on and get tighter with Lees.
His second goal for the club, Sam Hutchinson, if it is in the final reckoning awarded to him. First one coming back in April 2014 against Birmingham. He was also sent off in that game. You would argue, Andy, that he should have been in this one already.
I think no matter how well you're playing in the Championship, you need a bit of good fortune. I do think Sam Hutchinson got a lot of good fortune. Flying into that challenge, he'll know better than anybody else that he did leave a bit on Kamara, and was fortunate, in my opinion, to stay on the field.
Well, you need these stars to align in your favour, don't you, when you are a Championship club or a lower league club taking on one from the Premier League, especially ones from the upper echelons of it. They've had that, but they've made hay with the opportunities they've been given. Attack from Arsenal, Giroud in the middle, demandingly defended by Lees. Arsenal have another man down here, Joel Campbell. Challenge from Debuchy will lead to a free kick at the very least.
Well, Debuchy has had a nightmare defensively, caught the field here. Elan is very, very quick, that's why he's in the side, really. He's caught wrong side of him, and once Elan gets away from him, you slide in, you've got to win the ball, you don't, you're going to be booked. He's pushing forward, trying to some width in the Arsenal attacks. When you get off your feet like that, clearly it's a foul and a pretty clear yellow.
Yellow card that Arsenal have picked up tonight. But, Jeremy Alain will be relishing the opportunity to be able to get Mathieu Debuchy. An hour on the clock and Arsenal make their final change. Glenn Louvens has gone into the referee's notebook for that challenge on Joel Campbell. He's going to be okay. Arsene Wenger certainly feels that way because he's making his final change. One debutant off, and it's the fourth debutant of the night. Christian Bielik, the Polish central midfield enforcer for Arsenal's youth ranks. He's got a hand on it. Check can come out and gather.
Well, there's the difference. Tom Lee's going forward, but he's man-marked. He can't take the ball down, he can't cross it, can't head it with any conviction. That's what you have to do with those free kicks Wednesday are piling forward.
The horse, unfortunately, as far as Arsenal are concerned, has bolted though. Wallace. Trow. Another second finally deny him. Wallace. And examination for Bielik. He's got the free kick. He's one of many who's really enjoying life under the new Sheffield Wednesday manager this season, Ross Wallace.
Does somebody stand on his foot here? Does he get a kick? Just makes a challenge. Maybe just catches him on the foot. That's what he pulls up with. But looking at Ross Wallace and Barry Bannon, Kieran Lee as well. Very good technical footballers. Not the biggest, but they're tenacious. They work very hard. At any level of the game, of course you want good players, but you want hard-working players, players who give themselves up for the team, and that's what Carvajal has with those three.
Well, he might be forced into replacing one of them.
Once again, we're trying to work out who actually gets the final touch on this. We're going to give it to Sam Hutchison. Is it Debuchy who goes flying in, but of course he's caught wrong side of the ball, so there's no way he's going to be able to clear his lines, and Hutchison just has to make sure he makes any kind of contact with it. Does it come off his right thigh? We're going to give it to him, I think.
Wallace still being assessed on this near side. Looks like he might be ready to come back on, try and run off whatever the ailment is.
Well, this is not a night when you're 3-0 up against Premier League opposition. You do not want to be coming off. It's a fantastic night. I want to try and see it through.
Check in control of that with Zhao approaching. Bielik. Mertesacker. Surrounded by Lee and Bannon. He looks a giant, this young man, Christian Bielik. Little touch from Benica, trying to work it through to Campbell.
It's just so tight in those central areas. That's where Wednesday have numbers. Time and again, they're just getting a toe on the ball and just breaking up the Arsenal rhythm.
you played here when the crowds were large, but this one here today, the largest for 3.5 years for a competitive game. It was the match against Wycombe which confirmed their promotion back to the Championship from League One. It's great to see the old stadium full again.
What an atmosphere they've created tonight. It is a passionate fan base here at Sheffield Wednesday. I know that. Traditional old ground as well, and let's hope it's going to be a Premier League side in the not too distant future.
Bannon. There might be a change in personnel, but Sheffield Wednesday are taking on the side who in Premier League terms have won more points in the calendar year of 2015 than any other. And they are comfortable with just under half an hour to play. First half goals from Wallace and Zhao, and a second half one from Hutchinson. Scarcely believable scoreline. Sheffield Wednesday 3, Arsenal 0. Here's challenge. No way through for Iwobi. The referee had a look and didn't give it. His assistant did.
I'm not so sure about that, but the Wednesday midfield is absolutely swarming over their opposite numbers. Will be in possession here. Kieran Lee flying after him. Is there contact there with Pudil? Not so sure, but an opportunity maybe for Arsenal just to whip that ball into the box. No, they're going short. Again, look at the quality of that ball into the box. It's just hit and hope. I know there's some young players out there, but they've got to be better than this.
Well, as usual, they've travelled in their numbers up to the Steel City, the Arsenal supporters. I think they expected an evening like this. 1993, the last time Arsenal came to Hillsborough and won. Ian Wright, the scorer, George Graham, the manager. And that wait's going to go on a little bit longer. Barring the most extraordinary, and at the moment it has to be said, unforeseen comeback. All the substitutions have been made. 3 players out there for Arsenal who've never played the full first team before. One of them, Bielik, out-muscled, out-fought, and now they're going to be preached again here. Lee, Flamini got back. Barry Bannon down. Bielik. Campbell. Flamini. Debuchy.
Well, Arsenal will be so much more of a threat if they can get into wide areas. I've just talked about that. First time really we've seen Debuchy break forward from right back. We've hardly seen Gibbs breaking forward from left back. They're so important, these attacking fullbacks, but Arsenal really haven't tried to get it into wide areas. When they do, they can stretch that Wednesday defence and give Wildsmith a bit of a problem.
Put it into perspective, it looked like they'd shored things up at the back and got things going again. I know that many changes made to the side that conceded one against Everton, but that one goal they conceded at the weekend, the only time in the last 4 games they've conceded a goal, and you include Müller, Lewandowski and Bayern Munich and co last week I should say. Debuchy. It'll be an Arsenal corner.
Oh, that's good recovery from Jeremy Nalani. Gets caught ball watching here, caught square. Debuchy is in behind him. It's very fortunate. The fact he's so quick enables him to get back and slide in and just block that cross.
Space for Flamini on the edge of the box. He'll look for Mertesacker and find him. But Wildsmith is there.
It's not easy for Per Mertesacker to get over this and actually get real power on it. There's no pace in the cross. Got to try and generate it. Just really nudges it towards the goal. It's good positioning from the Wednesday keeper just to palm that away. Smart reactions.
It's only the second effort on target that Arsenal have had tonight. Benica takes an outswinger. Benica, lovely control to bring that down and volley it across. Campbell. Here's Iwobi. Start to get a little bit of joy down there right-hand side, Arsenal.
Just some pressure finally from Arsenal. They're getting the ball into the final third and keeping it there. Normally they're playing it around the middle of the park and going absolutely nowhere. Now there's a bit more urgency. They're getting it wide. They're working this Wednesday defence. They should have done this a lot sooner.
Benica again taking it. And he certainly looked like he was fouled, and the referee's given a free kick.
Clever from Bannon. He knows that Debussy and Flamini are going to really sandwich him here. Just make sure he gets a touch on the ball, and if there's any collision with him, he's going to get the free kick, so he does his job.
I think it probably quite unlikely that he thought when he went through the scenarios for this match that the 20 minutes to play and he'd be wondering how to protect or improve on a 3-goal lead.
I've watched Sheffield Wednesday a number of times in the Championship this season and been really impressed with Carlos Carvajal, just the players that he has, but the way he wants his team to play, the organisation. You can clearly see the players want to play for him, which was unknown when he took the job. He's certainly endearing himself to the Wednesday fans. They love the way his team is playing.
He's a bit of an unknown quantity in terms of English football. He had spells at many different clubs. I think something along the lines of 15 different clubs, ranging from his homeland Portugal to a spell at Besiktas in Turkey. Never lasted very long anywhere, though. He's come in here for the first time in a long time. There's a genuine belief that Sheffield Wednesday, it's not just about consolidation within the Championship, it's about building to move out of it. Lead by Gibbs, but was matched by the tenacity of Hunt. New ownership here as well, of course, has helped loosen the purse strings a little.
I think the big challenge for Sheffield Wednesday is, can they play with the weight of expectation growing and growing? They're so well in the Championship. If they win tonight, just like they're going to do, I think the Sheffield Wednesday fans will expect more and more. They will expect promotion, and that's difficult to deal with.
You played in the game the last time these two sides met, Premier League match towards the end of the season at Highbury. Sheffield Wednesday in a good position, 3-1 up. Let that one slide. Ended up being relegated from the Premier League.
I just knew you were going to use that dreaded R word.
And that was the last time. That's, if you like, they dined at the top table of English football.
I'll be surprised if Sam Hutchison comes off. He's the most likely candidate. Would be pretty much a like-for-like swap with Semedo coming on, but he might just take up one of his more creative midfielders, and in case of what we have, we hold.
Barry Bannon has put in another very worthy performance in the Sheffield Wednesday engine room, and Here's for a response by rising to his feet to salute the contribution of the summer arrival from Crystal Palace.
The Wednesday fans can be hard to please, but it's not just what he's done with the ball at his feet, it's his work rate off the board as well that's impressed me and those Wednesday fans.
He's given it to Debussy. Iwobi. Here's Bielik. Bielik. Here from the Sheffield Wednesday supporters is that a big striker Adenuhiu is warming up, getting ready for action. So another Wednesday change imminent. Kieran Lee's hurt himself in that challenge by the look of things. Arsenal will come forward through Debussy. Iwobi.
Is it Sam Hutchinson if it's gone flying out? He's made so many challenges tonight, got away with one, but I think it's him that's just took a knock here.
It is Hutchinson who has this extraordinary injury history in that he actually retired from the game due to injury, and then was able to resume his career. He's overstretched himself there, though.
Thank you for the support here at Hillsborough tonight.
Knee problems that have plagued him in the past, and desperately hopes that it's not a recurrence of that. It did appear to point towards his knee a moment ago.
I just wondered whether it was his knee or did the Arsenal player just roll down his shin, his calf. He'll hope it's just an impact injury. The last thing he wants is his knee trouble. And aside from that challenge he made on Kamara, I think he's been absolutely outstanding tonight. He's really set the tempo in midfield in terms of closing down and working hard, stopping Arsenal playing in there.
Sheffield Wednesday effectively after this week for the next few weeks in the ahead of the international break, looking at 2 games a week. They've got Nottingham Forest and Brighton, 2 big fixtures here at home to come before a trip to Charlton in early November.
Sam Hutchinson's had a good night. Rode his luck with that slightly dodgy challenge, but he stayed on the field. And this is the goal, the 3rd goal. What could be the killer goal for Sheffield Wednesday.
Half smile, half grimace as he makes his way off to be replaced by the hero of last round up at St James's Park, Lewis McGugan, who got the winner against Steve McLaren's Newcastle. Arsene Wenger not happy at the length of time this near lap of honour is taking.
You're not happy with pretty much everything tonight, but it's interesting this change from Carvajal. He could have sent on Vincent Sasso, Liam Palmer, two defenders, and really shut up shop. He sent on Lewis McGugan, who is, well, arguably one of the most talented individual players that Sheffield Wednesday have.
It's fair to say that pretty much everything that could have gone wrong for Arsenal tonight has gone wrong. Plan A, in terms of using Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as a playmaker, torn up in the first 4 minutes as he had to come off. And his replacement, Theo Walcott, lasting barely an extra 10. So before the match had really got underway, they're already on to plan C or D. No match for Sheffield Wednesday's plan A, and it's been an A-grade performance by Carlos Carvajal's side, no doubt about that.
Well, you can't legislate for injuries to key players. There's a lot of young up-and-coming players out there for Arsenal, but this thing is defensively. Look at all three Wednesday goals. They were brilliantly taken and created by Sheffield Wednesday, but defensively, also relying on their experienced players like Petr Cech, Per Mertesacker, Mathieu Debuchy, and they simply didn't do enough to stop Wednesday scoring.
Chambers. There by Lubens. Iwobi looking for someone to offer for the ball. To go back to Chambers. Very compact and organised Sheffield Wednesday, and it dribbles away again for Arsenal.
No exit via Leppings Lane. No exit via Leppings Lane. Please use the bridge to exit the ground.
Well, we've got another mouth-watering looking live match for you from the Capital One Cup tomorrow at Anfield. Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool as Eddie Howe's Bournemouth. That's from 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. Bielik. Bielik. McGugan. Lovely stuff from Lewis McGugan.
And this is Lewis McGugan's great strength, just getting into pockets of space and turning and facing goal very quickly, creating something, or whip it in towards the far post as he does here. As I say, he's a great substitute to bring on when you're 3-0 up.
for Arsenal, who come towards a very busy spell themselves, with a trip to Swansea and a trip to Munich, and ahead of the North London derby before the international window, in the middle of next month. And their injury list is growing. Arteta, Ramsey, Welbeck, Wilshere among those unavailable. And of course they add the two from this evening's view, Walker and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Looks a little gloomy in that respect.
Well, Lucas Shaw's reputation is growing and growing. Hard-working centre forward, holds the ball up well. And he's now starting to find the back of the net on a regular basis. And Arsenal made it very easy for him to connect with that header, but it's very controlled the way he just redirected it into the corner. He's had a great night.
Abdenuhiu. The remaining 5 minutes plus added time. Pudo pulled down by Campbell. You would imagine he'll have his name taken for that one.
It's just pure frustration. These younger Arsenal players, it's very tough. You're 3-0 down, last 5 minutes of the game, you're chasing the ball. Just think, well, I can't get to it, I'm going to bring my man down. Just dives in there, and it's not the worst challenge you've ever seen, but clearly not going to get to the ball.
This is a message to everyone in the South Stand. There will be no exit from the South Stand via Leppings Lane. Please leave by Preston Road or over the bridge onto Catchfall Lane, Parkside Road. Thank you.
Sheffield Wednesday have earned themselves a right to just coast towards the finishing line now. Bielik. Bumped on by Giroud. Bielik. Couldn't find Gibbs. Semedo. McGugan and now Alan. Bielik doubling up with Gibbs. Cross comes Mertesacker. Lee. Now Semedo.
That's the sign of a good performance from any side. They don't just defend or close down in ones and twos, it's threes and fours, and as a team, and that's what Wednesday have done tonight. They've been sensational.
Dispossessed. Arsenal have three bursting through the middle. They look for the most experienced of that trio, Olivier Giroud.
Well, Tom Lees has hardly had anything to do, but he just brilliantly reads the pass and the run of Giroud. Brilliantly time-sliding challenge as well.
During his time at Leeds United, he was always seen as a prospect, wasn't he, Tom Lees? He's spoken now as one of the best centre-halves outside of the Premier League, isn't he, Tom Lees?
That combination as well, either with Michael Turner, who's injured tonight, or Glenn Loovens. It's at the heart of every good side, a solid defensive partnership. And Tom Lees, I never really understood why Leeds let him go. He's enjoying life in Sheffield.
Everyone from the blue half of the city is enjoying life in Sheffield just at the moment.
Times the goalkeepers, it is all about concentration, and Joe Wildsmith times this advance there absolutely perfectly, but had very little to do really tonight.
Well, a generation of Sheffield Wednesday fans have had to go without nights like this, occasions like this here at Hillsborough. Top quality Premier League opposition in town, under the lights, full house. Sheffield Wednesday players and the supporters have combined to make this one to remember for them. Maguga. Back to Nuhiu. Down on the overlap. Opens up the space for Nuhiu. Had his ankles clipped, but still going. Wallace. Waits for the run of Hunt. Finds him.
There's so much to admire from Sheffield Wednesday tonight. They're 3-0 up. Last minute of normal time, and they're still flying forward. Jeremy Allan surging forward. Fullbacks going forward and joining in. It's been a fantastic night for them.
It will be 3 minutes of added time.
It was like Arsenal giving up the ghost here as that cross went into the penalty area. Giroud, no attempt really to try and get on the end of it. There's no one in midfield busting a gut to get into the Sheffield Wednesday penalty area. It's really summed up this Arsenal performance. It's been incredibly tepid.
Another chastening night for Arsene Wenger in Yorkshire in the Capital One Cup. It was penalties that did for Arsenal at Bradford a few seasons ago. This year it's been much more straightforward. The last Sheffield Wednesday win against Arsenal in every competition was rather overshadowed by a certain incident involving Paolo Di Canio and Paul Alcock, the referee. Oh, this has worked well to Iwobi. But Sheffield Wednesday want to preserve their clean sheet, and Leeds getting in there to deny the debutants an opening goal for Arsenal.
Well, Tom Lees gives the ball away, but it's all about reactions for defenders and gets himself into a good defensive position. He's clearly onside. Just the bounce of the ball, it just stops up slightly, and that enables Tom Lees to get back and clear the danger.
Dennicker's corner. The thighs of Lees to the feet of Gibbs. Dennicker. Gibbs. And volleyed wide by Joel Campbell.
It's not an easy skill, this, with the ball dropping. He's just trying to cushion it, really guide it back towards the far post. It would only have ever been a consolation, really, for Arsenal. I'm not sure they actually deserve one tonight.
I'm sure you'll all have your own views as to how much Arsenal's injuries combined to produce this performance. How much is it down to his selection? How much is it down to prioritising exactly where this competition lies in their roster this season? That's all for after. For now is the fact they've been beaten, well beaten, by Sheffield Wednesday.
Well, I do hope Arsene Wenger comes out and congratulates Sheffield Wednesday on their performance. Of course, lots of reasons Arsenal haven't performed. Wednesday, to a man, have been terrific.
The night that Sheffield Wednesday turned back the clock to the glory days. This will live long in the memory in this part of Yorkshire as Arsene Wenger looks to make a quick exit. His side have exited the Capital One Cup at the hands of the Owls, who were superb on the night.